What do you have for us in unusual activity, Pete?
All right, so I'm going to give you one right out of the gate. I'm going to give you Juniper. And now Juniper already reported their earnings at the end of January, but this is a stock that's trading right around where they're buying calls. The 23.5 strike calls, with the stock trading call at 23.5, is right where they're buying. They bought about 5,000 of these calls. They paid 45 cents or there, and they paid a little bit more now. Stock actually starting to edge up a little bit, but these do expire. They're regular expiration, so they only have 2 weeks. So this is a very short bet that Juniper is going to start making a move in a very short period of time. I got a second one for you as well that kind of dovetails into something we talked about yesterday. I talked about those spider put buying that we saw. Well, the IWM today, they bought about 22,000 of these February 164.5 puts. Now, what's interesting about that, Scott, is I pointed out yesterday, volatility has come in enough since last Friday after that big spike that it makes some sense that you'd want to have some protection in place. So I think they're buying protection. I don't think this is a negative play on the market. I think they're buying protection right now. It was trading at about 166 at the time of that as well. Now I've got a couple of updates for you. FireEye. Now, FireEye, we talked about not too terribly long ago. These expired today. These calls, they were the 16-strike calls. They were about 50 cents. They did get up as high as about 75 cents. I didn't want that. I wanted all or none type of a thing. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to get the none on this side because the stock has pulled back under 16. Last I looked, it was in the upper 15s. But those options are going to probably expire worthless. So, unfortunately, that one did not work out so well. But I got one that might have worked out really, really well to make that not feel so bad with FireEye. Biogen. Now, on January 14th, I think that's where we were doing it right there in Inglewood Cliffs. And we talked about these 292.5 calls that they're 295 calls in February that they're buying in Biogen. You know, last week or so, this thing had that monster run to the upside. Those calls went from $15 to as high as $78. So that was a nice one. We'll take that, and we'll take the loser on the one side. We'll take the gainer on this side. That's one that I got out of that spike, because you have no idea how long that's going to hold. It still hasn't held all of that big move it made to the upside, but that was a great run on some great news for Biogen and everybody else involved, obviously. But on that move, that was something that was really exciting. I'm out. I'm no longer in Biogen.
All right, good stuff.